Jeeve, vocals and saxophone.
Milan, drums.
Christian, guitar.
Nicolo, bass.
And you are?
Dunebender!
Yo, what's up? Welcome to the interview. Thank you all so much for having this interview with me.
Thank you for
We're
having
here
us.
with...
Dunebender.
Fuck yeah, hell yeah. First things first, what did you have for breakfast today?
Oh.
Important questions.
That's a bit of a deep question, man. I don't know if I'm ready to take this on.
Yeah, you're not? Maybe one of your bandmates is.
No. What did I have for breakfast today? I had some cake, actually.
Some cake. Oh, shit.
I don't usually have cake for breakfast, though. I usually have granola, with a little bit of yogurt, some berries or bananas, and it goes pretty hard. A little bit of peanut butter.
That's hard.
Shit.
What about you boys?
Well, I don't often eat breakfast, but this morning I had some pancakes. Because if you have some of those little breakfast pancakes, you gotta eat them, you know. So,
It's like American pancakes?
yeah, like the little American pancakes with some blueberries and some maple syrup, you know. Yeah, that's some good stuff.
That's some good shit.
And you, Chris?
I kind of skipped breakfast today because I woke up late, so, you know.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
Yeah, I kind of did skip breakfast. I think I had a few sips of juice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
juice is
Not
good,
too-
man.
I don't know, it was some like
Nutritious.
strawberry, guarana, guava sort of thing.
Alright.
Pear.
Guarana, guava.
Some weird things. And it was pink, so.
Shit. You know it's healthy if it's pink.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, let's introduce your band. Like, what is Dunebender? What's the origin? Tell us the origin story of Dunebender. What's
Let's maybe start with what is Dunebender.
We met at a party somewhere. Where was it?
We met at like, was it Weesperstraat? It was some kind of student party, like 4 or 5 years ago.
like
I had a band
Weesperplein?
shirt. Chris had a band shirt. It was just a regular
It
student
was
techno party.
Napalm Death.
Napalm Death.
Napalm Death T-shirt he was wearing, and I was like, nice shirt, dude.
Nice shirt, bro.
Yeah, and I guess, that was many years ago. I've had a few other bands in the meantime, and then when my last band, Dorm 369, broke up, I knew I wanted to start a new one, and I thought, who do I know for guitar? First and most important position. I was like, let me think for a second. And I remember having recently heard Chris's solo album from his project Pseudo Viscera and really digging it, and thinking this is exactly what I need for this new heavy stoner project. So I was like, let me hit up Chris, and then the rest is history, I guess. Met Nico at uni by total coincidence. And Milan came a little bit later. We've had, you could say, about 3 drummers in the past, although, I mean, the first was for a few months, but yeah. Essentially, Milan was like, which bands have I seen live whose drummer I thought was sick? And Green Policy came to mind. I hit him up, and I guess, within a few minutes we hit it off. And
Oh,
like,
we
let's pull up.
auditioned.
We auditioned, yeah. Yeah, we had a few auditions, but Milan seemed to be the right fit, so
Hell
that's
yeah.
what just happened.
It was immediately very obvious to me that Milan is just the guy for the job, like right away in the audition.
You guys are too sweet, man.
No, man, I just felt it, you know.
That's good.
That's awesome. Hell
Thank you
yeah.
guys. Yeah.
So,
Where did the name come from?
okay, so
It's you.
I'm curious if your story is similar to what I have in my head for Dunebender.
You should
Dunebender essentially started a few years back, the name at least, a few years back. I mean, the band's been together for just over 2 years. But I remember it just being in my room with my old roommate Ali, who was a bass player of Dorm 369, my old band. And we were literally watching Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh,
It's the
And
same.
it was actually my first time watching it. It wasn't Ali's first time, it was mine.
Go
We
to
were, just getting stoned watching it. And I remember we were just like watching the series, and everything that came up that gave us a vibe of like a stoner rock band, where like imagine like a band playing there, that would be very stoner. We would just look at each other and be like, that's so stoner, man. Just as like a bunch of idiots. And then we were like, imagine the name Dunebender. That would be a sick name for a band. and I guess it came from there. And then once the band actually got together, we noted a few names down, and Dunebender just seemed to be the right fit. So that's kind of where it comes from. Despite me not being a huge Avatar fan, actually.
Okay, you say
sorry,
that.
guys.
Okay, you say
Damn, interview over.
I just gotta watch it for fun, you know.
Next question.
Next question.
Cancel. But
I would say that I'm a fan of that show. You
there
know,
we go.
it's a great show.
Alright, what's your favorite episode?
Ooh.
We're just talking about Avatar now. Fuck Dunebender.
The one where they go with Zuko
Spoilers.
and they learn to firebend with the fucking dragons.
Yeah, that's a banger. That's a good one. Yeah.
yeah.
It's super awesome. But I don't know if there's an episode where someone like bends like sand, like an earthbender. I don't
think
remember.
so, but
There is
We
actually.
have
I
to
think so.
Yeah, like a desert. The
Find
episode
that.
called The Desert.
there we go.
Yeah. With the
So-
library in the desert.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
That's a
with
dope
the
episode.
big ass owl.
Yes.
Yeah.
One Chi Tong, dude.
Mhm.
One Chi Tong.
We have to find that
Super
clip.
spot.
You heard it here
Awesome.
first.
You heard it here first. No, I'm actually because that's the exact same thing I had in my head for the name Dunebender. The first time I saw it, I was like, oh shit, after Last
Well,
Airbender.
you
Fair enough.
get the reference. Yeah,
I
I
got
guess
it.
it does come from there, but at the end of the day, it's also kind of different ways you can interpret it. But I think the way that it works in our sound is just the idea of this. That's at least what I had in mind. This dune bending entity. If you hear the sound, you can imagine. Like the sound is its own entity, and it's kind of shifting the desert. The idea that it's so dense and heavy that as the sonic boom kind of hits, the whole desert starts shifting, and you get these interesting sand formations, which actually, I do mention those in some of the lyrics. Kind of these journeys in the desert and these visions and forms that take shape because of that. But then you can also, find your own meaning in it.
Yeah, but I mean, definitely, I associate it also with like sleep.
Yeah.
You know, and like Dope Smoker is very much like desert themed. You know, and like the whole Kayas are like desert rock, you know.
Yeah.
So there's those influences definitely in our music, but I also play with a lot of bends, like in general. So it just fits my playing style. I think in terms of the grooviness of it. Yeah.
Fair. That's awesome. As in like guitar bands. As in
Yeah.
Mm.
Like
Sick.
like that.
I never
it's
thought
really
of that. That's
interesting how
super
those two interpretations kind of come together as well. It's like everybody can kind of find their own meaning in the Dunebender. I think that's kind of cool.
That's fucking dope.
Anything you guys want to add?
No, yeah, it can be a bender in the dunes, like when you go on a bender around the dunes. So, anything you like.
A bender in the dunes.
I think that
Yeah,
in
like the
UK
British term.
in the UK it means something different, especially
no.
bender.
Yeah.
It's like maybe not a great word, but we didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Think of it more like as in a bender, like some
airbender.
airbender, or just a several day party in the
Yeah,
dunes.
yeah,
I think that's what
yeah.
Nico was trying to say.
Multi-interpretation.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. What are some of your musical inspiration? I've heard Kaius, I've heard Sleep. One of the things I think is super sick about Dunebender as well is the fact that you also incorporate saxophones. Like, how did that come about? Like, what is your band's musical inspirations? Like, what's the?
I think it's every member kind of brings their own influence. I think that's what makes Dunebender quite interesting. The fact that there are so many different influences, and I was just thinking about this the other day. If you could draw like a Venn diagram with the different influences, it's actually quite interesting. There's a lot of overlap, I think, between the four of us, but also some differences, and I think that's what makes it interesting. I can speak for myself, but then I'll pass it for the other guys to speak as well on their own influences. But for me, I mean, definitely in terms of what I do in Dunebender, there's a big inspiration, of course, from the big classics, Electric Wizard, Sleep, in our genre as a Pioneers, Weed Eater, Caius, of course, the more psychedelic stuff like Pink Floyd, Personally, I'm a huge fan of The Doors, and you can also see it in some of the more spoken word passages in our music. Although I will say, on a day-to-day basis, I don't actually listen to that much heavy music or metal. Especially lately, I've been listening a lot more to jazz, funk. I mean, I grew up with jazz, funk, and soul primarily. Lately, also a lot more electronic music, some psytrance, some drum and bass. I also like hip hop quite a bit. It's really all over the place for me. I have quite some musical influences, and of course, the saxophone comes from that saxophone that I started. The jazziness essentially that comes from what I've been listening to as a kid.
Mhm.
Anybody wanna?
Sure.
For me,
Sorry, can you talk a little bit more in the microphone?
like this. Okay. Let me think. I mean, definitely Electric Wizard is a big one because really that really thick wall of distortion is something that I really love. But also, I would say like Melvins, like sludge metal stuff. Yeah, Big Black bands like that that are very noisy. Like I'm like a really big fan of noise music in general. I think that it's very visceral and raw and can express things that most other genres cannot. So I'm definitely influenced by that. Also, my favorite bands are probably like Swans, probably Pink Floyd, Black Sabbath, stuff like that. I have to mention Godspeed You, Black Emperor is also one of my favorite bands, and it really recontextualized for me when I listened to them as a teenager, like what music can be in terms of weirdness and atmosphere, and kind of the focus of it is not so much, you know, the hooks and the melodies and the rhythm. It's very much progression and a feeling. It's much more abstract. So definitely, I think that that's the band that got me into making music in the first place. So yeah, that's so I would say them and like Swans are the big ones for me.
For me personally, I started playing music after discovering Guitar Hero and Band Hero. That's why I started playing drums for the first time and getting interested. So I got influenced by a lot of popular rock music early on, and that kind of developed into more heavy music. And the first heavier band I got into was System of a Down, who will always have like a soft place in my heart. You know, like I love System of a Down. So early on, that influenced me, got me into the more heavy type of stuff. Also, doom music like Sleep eventually, and Kaya's, and it developed into more bands like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizards, Psychedelic Porn Crumpets. Yeah, that's the direction it turned into, and I think it fits really well with Dunebender, the mix between those genres, because we really make a mix between the doomy stuff, but also the more groovy stuff, also some weird stuff, and yeah, I just love how it gets together like that, and yeah, I think it works. For me, other than I mentioned before, also Black Sabbath had a big influence on me, and I listened to them a lot. And Led Zeppelin is also one to mention. I love John Bonham as well, so shout out.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. Yeah, I guess when I first met Jivan, like I was kind of enticed by the fact that he named a few bands, like among which Melvins or what else did you name them? Like, well, Kaya's, mostly because Kaya's I knew because I'm quite a Queens of the Stone Age fan. So yeah, like I guess a few things came in together. Starting, well, Melvin's also, like, you know, they were all friends with all the grunge scene. They were kind of like proto-grunge, godfathers of grunge. And stoner in general is like the stoner cousin of grunge, I guess. And like there is a bit of overlap. And yeah, I felt like there was a lot of overlap also with Chris, like in all the noisy scene and everything, and in general,
Sonic Youth stuff. Like
yeah,
that.
yeah, definitely Sonic Youth, and in general, yeah, I'm a lot into growing up. Like I've always been a lot into all the alternative '90s scene, but also, yeah, there was the Doors. That definitely a show with Jivan. So all of this, but I definitely also feel to shout out the fact that we every week we have a playlist, and we add 5 songs each just to keep each other updated about what we're listening to, or like what we're into, or maybe if it's just stuff that we used to listen a while ago, then we just shout it out to other people. And that's kind of cool, I feel, and it helps, like both discovering new stuff and also, like feeling where the others are at the moment. And so, all right.
That's really cool. Next question. Hey. That's sick. I wanted to talk a bit about like the recent record y'all released, the Mumbria demos.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mumbria. Okay.
Can you give us a little?
Can you tell us about Mumbria?
Well, Mumbria is the studio we're sitting in as of this moment. This is Studio Mumbria. Me and my good friend Rowan started this studio, and right now we're sharing it with like a good group of friends and other musicians, and it's just become the place for us to rehearse and record music. With Dunebender, we also rehearse in Amsterdam a little bit because they all live closer by, and this is in Utrecht, but this is just a very nice place, and we also recorded our demos here with the help of Rowan, so shout out Rowan as well. I mean, that's the short story. We can get into why it's called Mumbria, but that will have to be a mystery for now.
Sick, yeah. And y'all released like a couple demos y'all made here a while ago. I'm not really sure when in the timeline you recorded
November.
those. but
Exactly.
November.
Yeah. So we recorded those. So the way this was recorded, I think, is interesting. It's early November 2nd, I believe it was. We did some live takes in this room. Essentially, it's our first proper attempt at a demo record, and I mean we did record another demo that was just one track, and that was mainly we were just applying to some festivals like Popronde, for instance, and we also just wanted to give it a try, try some recording. And that was at the time that Chris was living in Italy, so it was like recorded separately, which was also an interesting learning experience. But this time we really wanted to kind of give that live Dunebender energy, make it as sincere as possible. And that's why we did it all live, literally as if we were practicing, or just playing together in this room with everything mic'd up.
Yes,
So
as of doing a show.
As of doing a show, exactly.
Yeah.
So the idea is to give that live sound. Everything was live, including the vocals. So everybody playing together, and it was a 9-hour studio session, approximately 9 hours. So it was a long day of recording. I think I've never been that tired after a day of music in my life, but very much worth it. And we essentially just said, hey, let's play our set. This is what we usually play live, and see how long we last, and essentially how much we can record.
Except for Yellow Whale.
Except for Yellow Whale, which is usually the opening track, which is the one that we had previously recorded, but that's unreleased.
It's not a real demo.
It's an attempt.
It's not true.
Exactly. He's calling that false information. But anyways, Yellow Whale is unrecorded, or at least unreleased at the moment. But the rest of the songs are there, and it's just live takes. Of course, we'd have to do a couple tries. If you mess up something in a live take, you have to do it all over again. That's part of the struggle of this method. But it was definitely a learning experience for us, and just a way for us to kind of get our sound out there with a limited budget, limited time, and just not filter the sound too much before we get an official release, which will take more time and money later on.
I think Chris wants to add something.
Oh, yeah. These songs, they're not final versions of the songs.
Yeah.
For many of them, like
We have plans.
We're definitely gonna
Change.
improve the songwriting, and I mean, it's just not a final product in my mind. It's very much for a kind of general vibe, you know, okay, this is our sound, kind of check us out, you know. But I'm very excited to actually make an album, because albums, I think, are very sacred to me personally. Like, albums are one of the highest forms of art one can achieve, I think, you know. It's like I just really love the album format, so I'm very excited to make one of my own with Dunebender.
Oh yeah.
Sick. Awesome. I have like one more. I have a couple more questions, but like I follow y'all online. I see a lot of gig posts come by, like, yo, we're playing wherever y'all are end up playing. What has been your favorite or least favorite or most memorable like gig experiences? Maybe there's something like there was one concert that has stuck into your mind or something like that. Like, do you have any gig stories?
Good question.
Oh.
Who wants
you
to
want
take
to
it?
go for
Anything
it?
you want to share at least?
Are we
There's some
gonna
interesting
go
ones.
south? We're gonna go. Are we
Why
gonna
not? Let's start
talk
south.
about
That's not the.
Stories.
One of the most fun gigs was when we played indoors in Acta, in the
6.3.
the kitchen area. Yes, that was extremely fun. We made a cover of the Blue by Acid Bath, and in general that gig had some sound problems even,
Yeah.
but it was extremely fun. Like I have never had that much fun playing in a long time, and it was just super cathartic and amazing.
Yeah.
I want to say shout out Acta. If any Acta people are watching this, seriously, every time we play at Acta, first of all, it feels like home base. Second of all, the energy is always off the charts. We've played them there 3 times. The first one, a little bit less successful, was very early in the day, indeed, and you know we were not as tight at the time, perhaps, but still great time. Second time was with the Fire performers, and this was when after Milan had joined. This was, of course, a very special experience with our friend Thomas, shout out, and his friend Johan. So both of them were spinning Fire, and we were playing behind there. Our first time trying this out, and very successful and fun experience. And then the third time was in the kitchen, 6.3 for Tigran's birthday. Shout out to you. But it was it's always a very genuine, fun, and high energy type of environment to play in. So those would definitely have been highlights for me as well.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I agree.
Hell yeah! I'm happy y'all have had gig experience that are not similar to the one that might or might not make it into the video.
I have one perhaps to add that might be fun for the interview. Well,
Go
fun.
for it.
It was an intense experience. Okay, you asked for the good and the bad,
Wait,
right?
Yeah.
So
Good and
there
bad.
was
Is this
one
gonna be the
particular
ugly?
experience that I think, interesting, and nobody. We kind of expected that, but it was kind of maybe not to that extent.
I did not expect that.
Okay,
What are
so
we talking
Yeah,
about?
I'm not following, bro.
the pipe,
Parlor.
the parlor.
Oh,
now it's him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so
Me and Nicobo.
there's a band that goes by the name of.
Oh,
Let's get
Yo,
into
this
the
is-
gossipy, bro.
We played with that.
this is like
Nah, bro.
illegal.
No, it's just like I don't want to talk
Slander.
shit
Yeah,
about
this is
we're talking
slander.
too much.
Okay, let's cut.
First interview, we were already starting shit.
It's okay, cut.
Wait. What we can say is,
I could just be like,
Or just
there's
anonymous,
a
make
band
it
that goes by the
anonymous.
name of Bleep, and then it's just bleep it out.
You gotta check
Oh,
out
just say this.
Bandcamp.
Check out, please.
Okay. You want to tell the story?
No,
Tell it, come on.
Shout out.
Millie's gonna tell the story.
so we were invited to this kind of DIY gig, and the band asked us to like hang up like 200 posters for some reason, even though the capacity for the event was like 50 people, you know. We don't know why, but he asked every band to hang up 200 posters. This guy was a little, you know, I'm not gonna. But anyway, the show ended up in a fight, and
Oh shit.
yeah, we were how do you say it, man? Well, we're not gonna play with that band anymore. Let's just leave it at that. Right?
They're still playing though, or no?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Smashed windows, crowd's not happy. At least Dunebender was slapped by the end of it. It was fine, but it's still a weird night.
That's damn. That sounds.
We killed it. Sensitive information.
I'm gonna keep the next question, Bill. I think that's a really good idea for possible future interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. I have for the interview. I have a cheat sheet here in my hand.